Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Quest for the Calder. As a quick recap from the last video, we did play our first game as an NHL pro. We got 2 goals and no assists against the Colorado Avalanche. We did and ultimately wind up losing. I believe that score was 4-3. I think. Check that calendar. Let's do a quick double check on that. I believe it was a 4-3 overtime loss. And yeah, so not the greatest start, but I mean, hey, I got 2 goals, so I'm happy with that. Now we're going to be taking on the Battle of Alberta, the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton. So we're gonna go ahead and get right on into this. I do like the fact that they changed this screen so that when you're playing it's not just showing the best player on the team, it'll actually show your pro. I think that's a nice little touch that they added back in. That was something they did in the early iterations of Be a Pro, and there was so much they stripped out of it that I liked so much. The tunnel introduction that you got in, I think it was 09. I think they continued it in 2010. Can't honestly remember. But where you got that true feeling like, okay, you're about to go out into an NHL game, and it was just a nice little touch at the beginning. But they're starting to get Be a Pro back to something that's quite enjoyable again. So I like what they're doing with it. So we're gonna go get right into this, and I could see me taking at least 1 or 2 penalties in this game. I mean, it's the Battle of Alberta, right? You gotta get that rivalry. You gotta get that fired up and good and ready to go. Maybe get into a fight. We'll see. As a second line forward, probably shouldn't get into too much trouble. If I was back down on the third line or something, I'd be a little more inclined. Nothing but a professional. Fix my headphones so I don't keep hearing that through the entire video. Okay, so yeah, coach just wants me to keep trying to be a playmaker as best as I can. So maybe we'll get an assist in this game and not be a sniper technically. Okay. That was intercepted. I kind of panicked on that one. That's the one thing is, as a really slow forward on the breakout, it's really hard for me to figure out what to do in the game. Kind of expecting that a little bit. I'm not running a capture card for recording these, so it's kind of Jimmy rigged, and I have one. I lent it out, and I didn't think I would need it right away, so looks like I'm gonna have to look at potentially getting that back so I can oh. That dinky little pass actually counted as a good pass to the slot. Okay, I'll take it. Alrighty, so 5 minutes in, and Edmonton takes the first goal. I really hope that my coach doesn't overdo me with challenges and things like that. That was one thing that was starting to really drive me nuts in the preseason. But I get it, like, you know, you're developing a player, you want to make the changes needed, but the point where it's just let me play. Oh, that actually worked. Oh, oh. Again, I'm so slow, it's hard to do anything, so let's see what I can do to get some training up. And where am I going? Okay. Oh, not in front of the goalie. Oh, that was terrible. That's a rookie mistake. So never pass in front of your goal. That's a quick way to end up with a goal against. But I panicked. I don't know what to do. Luckily, I got the hard part of my coach challenge out of the way. He wants 2 goals, 2 assists, and 5 hits in 5 games. So the 2 goals out of the way, those are the hard ones to get because you don't generally get a lot of good looks and opportunities. But hopefully, I can get some passing going and add a couple assists. And come on, guys, if I could get a little bit of help. Just leave the rookie all by himself. What could go wrong? Like letting the 12-year-old drive. Like, come on. Oop, got a poke check there, so. Stop. You haven't noticed, they start crowding me really quickly. Because they know I can't outskate anybody right now. When checking, thanks to the balancing stat. Yeah, good luck with that. Most star players have a really high balance stat, so it's hard to get a good knock off the puck for them, right? But yet they'll fold like a house of cards if you stick your poke jackets. I don't know. Also, one thing I should point out with how I've got this set up is there's a gameplay slider that gets overlooked really easily. If anyone's ever wondering, how to set up their playthroughs so that it's not such a cluster of madness. Your attribute effect slider, I turned it up to 8 out of 10. That way, your lower players, like myself, aren't as effective, and your star players stand out a little bit more, and it kind of balances the game a little bit better instead of just, especially as a goalie, where you've got 5 guys coming down the ice, and you're like, oh, all 5 of these guys are basically the same. Like, what do I do here, right? And then you're probably gonna get scored on by a 4th liner like 3 or 4 times in a game, and it's frustrating. It does make players like star players like Matt Zuccarello or Mika Zibanejad a lot more terrifying when they bear down to take a shot, but it's one player that you're terrified of at that point, not all 5 of them. So yeah, if you're finding that things just aren't quite feeling right, tinker with your attribute effect slider. That usually seems to do the trick for me. Trying to stay in position. This is not going well for us so far. I would really, really hate to start off the season 0-1-1. So probably want to get on this pretty quickly. Okay. Next shift, immediately onto an offside. I mean, we're holding a solid time on attack, so that's helpful, but from our line, it really doesn't seem like we can set up at all. That's what makes Are you looking for a fight? Charging. I'm sure the coach appreciated your enthusiasm, but take a couple of minutes. Think about that. Back.
Oilers penalty to number 28, Ryan Murray. 2 minutes for charging. Time of the penalty.
Okay, so
51 seconds.
I was gonna say. Didn't I earn some power play time? Didn't I? Oh. Wrong choice, I was too close. I should have just tried to pass it straight across. And it looks like defensively I've just decided I'm going to do whatever I want. Okay. It's readily apparent that the Oilers are not going to be afraid to start throwing the body in this game, so... Shots are 12 to 14. Ooh. Alright, I feel like this is going to be an all-out let loose, so... Within reach. Yes, it is definitely within reach. It's a 1-0 game with 40 minutes of play to go. Ooh. David got a hooking call. Come on. There you go. Not like streaming where I can just kind of pause and fix a technical difficulty, so if this thing doesn't sort itself out, then I'm in trouble. That is one thing that I do like more about streaming, is if you run into a complication, you have the ability to, you know, take a quick pause, you know, tell your audience, okay, let's take a quick break. I'll be back in 2 minutes once I've figured this all out. But videos, you can't do that, and especially these ones, because as I go, the game's going to auto-save, so I basically have one shot per game, so... Oh, new guy in Calgary, getting himself taken off the ice. Good job. Gonna have a nice long power play at the end of this, so let's try to burn off some time here. Well, that... If I was the goalie, I'd be crapping myself right there. Be like, oh, McDavid on a power play breakaway. Fantastic. So I am going to be doing a goalie be a pro as well. It's not going to be set up the same way as this one, so I'm not going to put this out in line with the NHL schedule. What I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to play through, whether I do 1 or 2 per day, every day, or this, that. I don't know, but I'm actually going to try and play like a career. I figured goalies are generally a pretty good way to go about it. It's not going to be full 20-minute periods because that's just way too long, but I do have a setting that I use, a set of settings that I use to narrow it down to about 7 minutes per period, so that's generally not too bad. And then I'll see if we can become a Stanley Cup winning goaltender, maybe a Hall of Famer, we'll see. Oh. One thing that always drives me nuts is it holds, if you use the shoot command, you're not quite near the puck, you're close enough, it will hold the command, so when you grab it, you go to take a shot haphazardly, rather than much better if I could have skated with it a little bit, but... Oh. Careful with the poke checks. Oh. I'm trying to keep my shifts to about 40 to 45 seconds, not running too long. Now that was one thing in early iterations of Be a Pro, so like I got NHL 09, mostly because I had heard about the Be a Pro mode at that point, and I was taking like 2-minute shifts and couldn't figure out why I was... No. I was doing okay offensively. But wasn't doing horribly, but like literally everything else, like my team play, I was getting like 40 penalty minutes per game. Like, why? What's going on here? My coach was just pissed at me, and then I got sent down to the minors. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And yeah, I remember I was talking to my dad, and he's like, that's because you're probably out on the ice too much. Maybe you try to stick to a normal shift, and you won't get in so much trouble. I'm like, okay. And I started doing that, and it started fixing the problem. I'm like, oh, look at that. Okay, and they've got it. That's 44 seconds. Flop out. Okay. So the one question I have is, Yep. Walked off at that point pretty easily. That was kind of like my first goal, just wide open net, no chance. So, my question is, regards to the Battle of Alberta, who's the better team, Calgary, Edmonton? I want to know what everyone thinks. Why am I trying to outskate Connor McDavid? This coach has no clue what he's doing. I'm slow to get up. I mean, I'll take the extra back check positivity, sure. Hey, he's back checking. Oh, no, he's still picking himself up off the ice. Oh. Yeah, they got to stop feeding me the puck. Like, I get into good spots for a pass, but can't keep feeding me because they figured it out that if they just clamor on me, I can't do anything. Oh. If we can do a little bit of a momentum swing. Maybe at the next whistle, if we can maybe agitate a little bit, get under somebody's skin. Maybe nurse if I can. Okay, or we can give Leon Draisaitl the puck right in the slot, so he can crack. Pretty sure I'm a -2 already. And again, why as a rookie am I facing the first line? This is an awful idea. The coach is drunk. Get him off the bench. There we go. There we go. Oh, too long for that. Oh, is this second line? We are being tamed. Oh yeah, Nugent Hopkins. Yeah, okay. Huh? What did they do to the Lions? That doesn't really seem ideal to me. But I've maintained that part of the thing with Edmonton is they can't seem to keep Draisaitl and McDavid on separate lines and remain as effective as they are when they're both on the same line. And that really hurts their depth. On the boards. Fine, somebody. Oh, yeah, somebody was ready. Oh, got into a good spot. Anna, why are you all the way down there? Oh, there we go. There we go, getting a little bit of actual pressure going. That's the thing. A lot of times what happens is, oh, tried to hurt me. A lot of times what happens is you get into the zone, but you don't actually set up, so there's no actual pressure. You're just a one-shot rush, and that doesn't help you at all. All right, that's the end of the second. So I haven't taken a penalty, so I'll take that. Probably just jinxed myself, so that's cool too. defensive positioning as a winger. Okay. I mean, that's the other thing is I'm used to being a center sniper. So being a winger playmaker, I got to remember that I'm not supposed to be sitting in the same spot that I normally try to be. That may be part of it. I love using the boards. I cannot stress how much I love using the boards for passing plays. Especially if you're not a fast skater, and I don't have the thumb dexterity to be a good dangler either. So deeks and stuff, that I can't. I try, but oh. Need to get the next goal. Okay, so I never do the star player thing, because usually it's you have to score a goal, and I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm the new guy. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna put in a good effort. That's the best I can do. Okay, and especially because again, I'm being checked by the first line. Like, oh, don't pass to me behind the net because I'm not good at wraparounds either. I start to wonder, like, why do I play as a forward? Not very good with wraparounds. I'm not good with deking. Okay. Again, my positioning's pretty good. I can, if I've got a moment. Did you seriously just penalize me for being offside? Where it went like 6 inches offside. And Buddy just couldn't save it at the line. But I'm caught offside. Oh. That's the other thing. The coach really holds too much negativity against getting caught offside. Like, I get it's a fast way to lose an offensive opportunity, but like, no. You get hit hard in the team play if go. Oh, that was a wayward pass. Okay, that's the other thing. I find I'm really not afraid of passing to the defenseman. And playing Chell online, that's kind of infuriating because online I do play as a defenseman. I'm a lot more adept at that than being a forward. I also just don't like playing forward online because if you've played online, you get it. So I just like, you know, I'll be a defenseman. I'll try to stay in a good spot and make the goalie's life a little bit easier, and it works for him. Oh. Oh yeah, breakout, dump and chase. Oh, that was probably a bad spot for a line change. And keeping my team play up, my defense has gotten hit a little bit, but I mean, that's whatever. Alrighty, so gotta get 3 goals in just under 12 minutes. It's looking like we're headed for a loss on this one. Dude! Oh. Oh, wanna go? Oh, come on, make my day. Come on. Kenzie Weegar already has 12 hits. Wow. Just cannonballing everything. If it moves, he's hitting it. badly and shot. I went for the 5-hole. What else was I gonna shoot for at that point? Too close to get lift on the puck. Oh, come on. Come on, someone pair up with me. You can't walk away from your first Battle of Alberta without a fight. That just seems wrong to me. I'm sure I'll find a way though. I don't know if that actually... Hey, what was that? Just comes up and clubs me in the back of the head, no call? Alright. I don't even know if checking from behind's a thing in this game. Because it seems like EA kind of cycles what penalties you're actually going to get. Like some games you're more prone to getting elbows as hitting infractions versus like cross checks, and some games cross checks are more prominent than elbows. And I remember when they started reworking the engine for the game. Poke checking was a huge learning curve for players, and it drove them nuts. And I didn't really notice it because I don't know, it didn't really seem that much different for me. Other than you had to be more careful of where are you versus where the player is that you're poke checking. And Anderson takes a penalty. Fantastic. That's good. But yeah, it boiled down to you had to be smarter about your poke checks so they weren't so overpowered. I guess it was a balancing reason they did it. But that makes sense to me. Like if you're behind a guy chasing him and you're trying to poke check the stick, you're likely gonna hit his skate and trip him. Like it made sense. It wasn't just like an arbitrary, oh, we're just gonna make it more difficult. And if that was the desired effect, well then they got the desired effect. Okay. Oh, that didn't really work all that well, but I tried. Okay, short shift. And go. It looks like my team play is really the only thing that's going to save me in this game. I don't think I'm getting a whole lot done otherwise. But again, as per, that's normal with rookies. I'm not really going to stress and grind on it. When I get to game 5 and if I still don't have an assist, then I'm going to worry about it a little more, but not really. Okay. Oh. Actually, I'm glad that didn't connect. That probably would have been a charging call in there. No es bueno. Again, stop giving me the puck. I'm at a dead standstill. I'm not going to beat anybody in the foot race. Oh yeah. I haven't mentioned this yet because I haven't really had a good opportunity. If you want to boost your offense stat really quickly, but you're struggling to score goals or get assists, screen the goalie whenever you can. That works really well. You'll notice a massive increase to your offensive stat or evaluation, whatever it is. It'll go up really quickly, and all you have to do is be able to screen him for like 3 to 5 seconds. Then your coach goes, hey, that's the right thing. Okay, so first Battle of Alberta of the season. Yeah, the highlight's me getting wrecked. Fantastic. So it's taken by the Edmonton Oilers, and the coach is going to be like, not acceptable. I can't complain what I did. Okay. Okay. There was one of these where he wanted me to generate offense, but I got hurt, and then for some reason, after I went down the tunnel, he called me over and said, I want you to do this, and I'm like, I'm not even in the game right now. And then he penalized me for it. He's like, you got to do more and this and that. I'm like, I was hurt. What am I just gonna cheer really loud from the tunnel? Yeah, go guys, you can do it. Like, give me a break. But that's AI for you. It's not perfect, and take it overly personally. So that is game 2. So Calgary is now starting my rookie year 0-1-1 for the season. So that's fun. But anybody who's paid attention to Calgary knows that Calgary traditionally is a slow start team, so it's not uncommon for them to be a little bit lower to start, and then they kind of start to pick it up. One interesting fact about them, yeah, I didn't even get a hit in that game. Oh well. Calgary, for the first time since 2009, won their first game of the season, so they got to be pretty happy with Brad Treliving's acquisitions. You know, replace that core, and I personally, I think he did a really good job, and maybe I'll do a video on my thoughts on that at some point. But like, you think you lose 200-point scorers just to walking off, and then you replace Sean Monahan in a trade. Basically, those were your 3 guys defined as your core. That was their core for years. And everyone's like, that's the future. It's, you know, and Monahan has a couple very unfortunate seasons. And then Gaudreau walks for nothing, and then Kachuk's going, I'm not staying. Work out a contract, get a good trade. He picks up Cole Schwint, Mackenzie Weegar, Jonathan Huberdeau, which is your first line right winger, one of your top 2 defensemen, a prospect, and a pick. And they've looked pretty solid, and they looked pretty solid in their first game. We're going to find out actually later today, good point to the video, if it's just a one-off good start, or if they actually are going to maintain something. So our next video, when we come back on the 18th, will be against the Vegas Golden Knights at home. So that should be exciting. Oh, gotta leave this part in. Come on, reporter. Read the room. Read the room. Playing the Vegas Golden Knights. How important? We'll go with management likability. Again, I'm not that concerned about my brand likability. You should at least be on the team play grade. Win the next game. Dude, that one's so hard. I got to team play that, because I can't guarantee that the team is gonna win. Like, I'm one cog in the wheel. So okay, the brand took a 75 hit. So, but management liked my answer, and my teammates liked my answer. So that's the important part. Alrighty, so we will be back on October 18th. And if you're watching this beyond that, then it's a moot point. But thank you for coming around, watching game 2 of my rookie season. If you liked the video, please drop a like. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe so that you get notified when I do put out my videos. And until the next video, thank you and all the best.